Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, and good morning, everybody. Let me also apologize to the group that I've been a member of this group, but I appeared only once or twice and 2 times, and I didn't have the opportunity to do it again. And until I was invited today to talk about insecurity, although not an expert. The security situation in Plateau, to me, I will say very unique. Unique in the sense that Plateau is codenamed the home of peace and tourism. The home of peace and tourism. We grew up to know that place as the home of peace and tourism. Why? Because it's one of the most beautiful places that you can have a holiday. It was a holiday resort. And from history, many of the whites who came to Nigeria were all settling in Plateau State. And every holiday, we had a gathering of people. Our popular Hill Station Hotel was very renowned, not only in Nigeria, but all over the world, all over the world for visitors. Then all of a sudden, what happened? What happened? I will say also, politically, part of it is the role of political actors. The role of political actors. Because I became a speaker in the place, in Plateau State, sometimes in 1999, and the longest serving speaker. Because I went, finished the tenure, came back again, I was elected as a speaker. I spent over 7 years as the Speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly. Now, that experience gave me a lot of insight into what were the reasons for crisis in Plateau State. Why were people fighting themselves? Now, you see people bringing issues like ethnicity. You see people bringing issues like issues dominated by religion, religious differences. And so we are now beginning to see ourselves as enemies. If I'm a Christian, I don't want a Muslim to come near me. Or I belong to this tribe, I don't want that tribe to come in. And subsequent administrations were capitalizing on it. Now, instead of bringing people together, there was serious disintegration, complete movement, separation, to the point where, when I became governor, the last 8 years of that administration, to me, was terrible. That was a situation where you find segregated settlements. If you are not a Muslim, you dare not even go near building a house near a particular place. And some people, developments were done on ethnic patronage or religious patronage. So to be able to take care of this kind of situation, first of all, what I did was to look back in some of the commissions, results, resolutions of some of the commissions, peace commissions here and there. And I had a lot. I realized that at that time, there were a lot of NGOs around that wanted to help Plateau, but they were not given opportunity to even help. And I put all the NGOs together. And I asked them, what can I do? To God be the glory. They were able to develop for me a roadmap. And one of the roadmap includes the Peace Agency, Peace Development Agency, a very comprehensive document presented to me. And it was presented to the past administration, but they didn't bother to take care of it, to handle it. Now, when I saw this kind of document, I asked, what is my role? They said, first of all, if you want international community to even assist you, definitely there must be sustenance. You must establish this and also put it by law. And all the people that you are going to put in are going to be people who will stay there independent of any control. I quickly sent it to the House of Assembly. It was passed into law. And I'm very happy. The man who flagged it off was the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari. He came personally to do it in Plateau State. And when he flagged off that document and knew about it, he recommended this document to all the other states in the Federation. About 7 states came and studied it, and I think it was Kaduna who copied it. But all the states went and ran back and I'm not sure any of them came back to tell me whether they passed it by law. In most cases, what they did was that they refused to pass it by law. They said, we don't want anybody to influence that. So these were some of the things that I saw. Now, in order to bring back unity, you must find a way of addressing the feelings of these people. I come from a majority tribe, but that was not a license for me to oppress others. And as a governor, what I did was to bring out all the ethnic nationalities together. We have 53 ethnic nationalities in Plateau State, both the one within the state and outside the state. So what I did was to bring all of them together through the peace-building agency. We brought all of them together, and we asked, what are your fears? What are the feelings? What are the problems here and there? Everybody mentioned his problem. Some of the major problems were that some ethnic groups existed in the state, but they dare not give them anything, in spite of their contributions to the state, because they belong to another tribe. So to do that, we did as much as possible. And as we go on, I will explain to you. I'll explain to you later on how we're able to overcome some of the fears. But to also put it on the table that those who didn't know, that when I came into office, Plateau was a no-go area. What we saw on television was killings every day. Killings, the number of people that were killed. But in less than 3 months, we were able to overcome that. And we had relative peace in that state for 6 years, until when we had what we had recently. And then using the peace agency again and the subsequent development structures we put on ground, we were able to overcome that again within a short time. So let me put a pause here. Because if you allow me, I will take all the time. Yeah. But how many times, how many years now, no recruitment of police? So at the time, that was number one. Now number two was issue of funding. Yes, fears were raised that if you come with a community, come with the state police, it is likely, like some states are having now. Some states have 7 to 8 months outstanding salaries. Is it possible to set up a police force in the state and they stay for 8 months without salaries? It means people are holding guns and you are starving them. You are increasing to the number of insecurity in your state. So these were some of the two major issues that were raised. But to us, we said even without us having state police, half of the funding of the state, of the Nigerian police, is funded by the governors. Half of it. We are already funding the police. Now, number two is that we need recruitment. If there is not going to be more recruitment of people into the Nigerian police, then allow the states to also set up their state police, because at the end of the day, there must be a modality on issues on the control of recruitment and the use and the use of arms. Now, the other one, yes, buying of arms. We buy arms. We buy arms. I have operations Rainbow in my state. The Operation Rainbow in my state has more equipment than the Nigerian police in my state. They have more equipment. With 11 APC, you can get functional 3 APCs in the Nigerian police in the state. We have 11 APCs. We are even talking about drones. So the capacity was there. The salaries, yes, as and when due. They will be very happy because they are motivated. So we need a lot of motivation to Nigerian police. Otherwise, they set up a committee to look at the possibility of looking at issues of creation of the state police. The vigilantes that we are talking about, there are recommendations, and in some of the places, they are already holding arms. There are allowances for them to get arms. We have the JTF in Borno. We have vigilantes all over, and that is also our request. If we say that police lack capacity, please allow us to complement that effort. Otherwise, these security challenges vary from one place to the other. I wish the governor of Katsina and Kano, and Sokoto were online. They will tell you their experiences. They will tell you what they have gone through. At the end of the day, 50, 100 people are killed every day, and you find the number of police in that place. Or you go to a village, a local government, and you find out the number of police in that local government, is not up to 20. They are not up to 20, with a population of about 30 or 50,000 people in that place. And you say that these 9 policemen or 20 policemen can take care of that place. They cannot. So we are also talking about this. And these were some of the things that we put in. We have made a recommendation to the president. And we said, look, let us sit down on a table. Let us set up a high-power committee of experts and sit down and see the recommendation and also grant opportunity to help the states rescue their states. Otherwise, we will continue to lament on some of these things that we're talking about. In some cases, the governors will put their money, will go and buy the equipment, they'll buy the technology, but they will tell you, you don't have end user certificates. And you are waiting for end user certificates while people are being killed every time. So these are some of these things. I thank God we are discussing security. So let it be something that we will address as quickly as possible. I cannot go and buy drones and then keep for 3 years, and there is no end user certificate. And I see my people being killed. And see my people, allow me to use it to address the security in my state. So with all these things that we are talking about, I hope that at the end of the day, some of these considerations will be handled, and then we will now be left, because they call you Chief Security Officer every time, Chief Security Officer of your state. But indeed, are you really the Chief Security Officer of your state when you cannot control the security, total security of your state? We have seen petitions here and there. You send police to that state to conduct election, the governor will hijack the police. And then what we will do with it, the rest is election petition. And that is why my recommendation is, let us not always create these fears about what we want to exhibit, but let us set up a machinery that will control it. And that machinery can bring out good recommendations of control. If you send police, you set up a state police, there must be control. At least some of the control must also come from the federal. It's not just that you say, like I'm talking about the outfit in Plateau State. It's like a state police, but it's controlled by the commissioner of police. The commander of that outfit is appointed by myself. And the law says the commander of that outfit must not be below the rank of a retired colonel in the army or retired commissioner of police in the police force or a director of security. Of course, the present commander in my state is a retired AIG. Can you tell him that he doesn't know what security means? He's the commander. In the past, the last one that left the Operation Rainbow in my state was a major general in the army. So he left, his tenure expired, and the current person handling my Operation Rainbow, that's like the security outfit, is a retired Assistant Inspector General of Police.